I can tell you a couple key points is, for me, I make sure that I make a full shoulder turn. I think every good player, every good amateur wants to do that. And once I get the shoulder turn back, I don't think about the change of direction, it just happens. But once I start coming, my hips will come this way, but my club does not follow my hips.
Fred Couples turns 65. You won't believe his life now. In 1992, a smooth swinging golfer with chronic back pain won the Masters tournament and captured America's heart. Now, at 65, Fred Couples' life is filled with twists just as surprising as that victory. What he's doing today is nothing like what fans imagine. And once you hear where he ended up, you won't look at his story the same way again. April 1992, at Augusta National Golf Club. Fred Couples arrived at the Masters as one of golf's most talented players who had never won a major championship. The media called him the best player never to win one. The pressure was building. He was 32 years old. Time was running out. Couples had the smoothest swing in golf. Effortless power. Natural rhythm. But he also had something else. A back condition that could end his career at any moment. Every swing was a risk. Every tournament could be his last. Nobody knew if his body would hold up for 4 days at Augusta. Thursday came. Couples shot 69. Solid start. Nothing spectacular. Friday, he posted 67. Suddenly he was in contention. The gallery started buzzing. Boom Boom was making his move. Saturday brought the moment that defined everything. The 12th hole at Augusta National. The par 3 with water in front of the green. Couples' tee shot came up short, way short. The ball landed on the bank, just above the water. Everyone watching held their breath. The ball should have rolled back into Rays Creek. Tournament over, Masters hopes dead. But it didn't roll. The ball stopped on the bank. Impossibly. Miraculously. Couples chipped to 15 feet and made the putt for par. Augusta wanted him to win. The golf gods were on his side. He shot 69 in the third round. Going into Sunday, he led by 3 shots over Raymond Floyd. The final day at Augusta. The back nine on Sunday. The most pressure-packed stretch in golf. Couples played steady golf. No heroics. No meltdowns. Just fairways and greens. His playing partner, Raymond Floyd, made a charge. The lead shrunk to 1 shot. The crowd noise grew louder. But Couples never cracked. He parred the 18th hole. The scoreboard showed 275, 13 under par. 2 shots clear of Floyd. Fred Couples was a Masters champion. He smiled that easy smile, put on the green jacket. Suddenly, America's most beloved golfer. The victory seemed inevitable and impossible at the same time. A man with a bad back had just won golf's most physically demanding major. Fred Couples wasn't born with a silver spoon. He grew up in Seattle, Washington. His father was a ground supervisor at Beacon Hill Golf Course. Young Freddie spent his childhood at the course. He learned the game on public tracks. He earned everything through talent and hard work. His natural ability was obvious early. That smooth swing, that easy power. College golf at the University of Houston, turned professional in 1980, started winning on tour, but something about Couples stood out beyond the golf. His personality, laid back, California cool in a Seattle package. He wore his shirt untucked, played fast, smiled a lot. Fans loved him immediately. By the late 1980s, Couples was winning regularly, but the majors eluded him. Close calls, near misses, second place finishes. The media narrative grew louder. Great player, can't win the big one. Choker, the labels hurt. The back problems started in his 20s. Degenerative disc disease. Some days he could barely get out of bed. Other days, he played like a champion. Nobody knew which version would show up. After the 1992 Masters, the world changed for Couples. He became a household name. Sponsorship deals rolled in, magazine covers, television appearances. He was on top of the world. That August, he reached #1 in the world rankings. The kid from Seattle Public Courses was the best player on the planet. He held the spot for 16 weeks. Life was perfect, except it wasn't. The back kept deteriorating. Some mornings he needed help putting on his shoes. His wife Deborah had to help him out of bed. Playing golf became a daily battle with pain. He kept winning through the 1990s, the 1996 Players' Championship, golf's 5th major. He captured that too. But major championships? The Masters remained his only one. The back wouldn't cooperate long enough for another. In 1993, just 1 year after his Masters victory, Couples faced personal devastation. His marriage to Deborah ended in divorce. The split was painful and public. Golf became his escape. Through all the physical pain and personal struggles, Couples maintained his easy demeanor. Fans never saw him complain. He just showed up and played. Some days great, some days hurt, always professional. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, younger players took over. Tiger Woods dominated. Phil Mickelson emerged. Couples back limited his schedule. He picked his tournaments carefully. Major championships became harder to navigate. People wondered if he'd retire. The injuries seemed too severe, but Couples kept playing. Not out of desperation, out of love for the game. His last PGA Tour win came in 2003 at the Shell Houston Open. He was 43 years old. For many fans, that was the last time they heard about Fred Couples as a competitive force. Then something unexpected happened. Couples discovered a new lease on his career. The Champions Tour, for players 50 and older. When he turned 50 in 2009, everyone wondered if his back would allow him to compete. It did more than that. He dominated. So where is Fred Couples now? He's not retired on a beach somewhere counting Masters memories. He's winning, still competing, still relevant, still boom boom. From 2010 to 2017, Couples won 13 times on the Champions Tour, 13 victories in his 50s. Most players are happy to make cuts at that age. Couples was winning tournaments. In 2010, his first full season, he won 4 times and was named Champions Tour Player of the Year. At age 51, he showed the young guys how it's done. Well, the young guys in their 50s. The back that should have ended his career decades earlier, it cooperated just enough. Modern medicine helped. Better fitness, smarter scheduling. Couples figured out how to manage the pain and extend his career. But here's what really surprises people. Couples is still playing PGA Tour events, not just Champions Tour, real tour events against players young enough to be his grandchildren. Every year, Couples returns to Augusta National for the Masters. As a past champion, he has a lifetime exemption, and every year, fans wonder if this is the year he'll hang it up. Every year he shows up and plays. In 2022, at age 62, Couples made the cut at the Masters, 62 years old, competing against players in their 20s and 30s, making the weekend at Augusta. The ovation he received on Friday evening brought tears to people's eyes. Think about that. Nearly 3 decades after his victory, still relevant at Augusta, still making cuts, still smiling, still tucking his shirt out. The galleries at Augusta love him more than almost anyone. When Couples walks down the fairway, the roar follows him. Younger champions get applause. Couples get standing ovations. He's also one of the most successful Ryder Cup players in American history. Couples represented the United States 5 times as a player, compiling a 7-9-4 record. But his real impact came as captain. In 2012, Couples captained the U.S. President's Cup team. They won. In 2013, he captained again. They won again. In 2015, another victory. 3 times captain, 3 times champion. Players loved playing for him. Why? Because Couples treats everyone with respect. He doesn't micromanage. He trusts his players. He creates a relaxed environment. The same easygoing personality that made him beloved as a player made him successful as a captain. Couples' influence on younger players extends beyond captaincy. Jim Furyk credits Couples with helping his career. Ricky Fowler talks about watching Couples swing as a kid. Jordan Spieth mentions Couples as an inspiration. The smooth swing became a blueprint. Kids growing up in the 1990s and 2000s studied Couples' tempo. That effortless power. They tried to copy it. Most couldn't, But they learned what rhythm in a golf swing means. Let's talk about money. Couples earned roughly $22 million in career PGA Tour earnings. Add Champions Tour winnings, and he's over $35 million. Not bad for a guy from a public course. But compare that to modern players. Rory McIlroy has earned over $80 million in PGA Tour earnings alone. Patrick Cantlay crossed $40 million in less than a decade. The money exploded after Couples' prime. If Couples had played his prime in the 2000s and 2000s, he'd be worth hundreds of millions. The endorsements alone would be staggering. He missed the massive paydays by being born too early. Does it bother him? Not visibly. When asked about money, Couples shrugs. He made enough to live comfortably. He plays golf for love, not necessity. At 65, he could retire anytime. He doesn't want to. Couples remarried in 1998 to Thais Baker. That marriage also ended in divorce in 2009. He's been in a long-term relationship with Nadine Mose since then. She travels with him to tournaments. They live in California. He splits time between Southern California and Hawaii. Not the flashy celebrity lifestyle, just comfortable homes where he can relax between tournaments. He's private about his personal life now. Learned that lesson after the public divorces. His daily routine? Practice when healthy, play Champions Tour events regularly, prepare for Augusta every April, spend time with Nadine, watch sports. He's a huge Seattle sports fan. Seahawks, Mariners. The hometown kid never forgot his roots. Couples maintains friendships with tour players across generations. He plays practice rounds with younger stars. He shares stories from the 1990s. He connects eras. Walk past the driving range and you might see Couples chatting with Scotty Scheffler or chatting about the old days with Phil Mickelson. Compare Couples' path to his contemporaries. Tiger Woods is dealing with severe injuries and rarely plays. Phil Mickelson controversially joined Live Golf and faces criticism. Vijay Singh faded from view. Davis Love. The third mostly captains and commentates. Couples, still playing, still relevant, still beloved. No controversies, no scandals, just showing up and competing. The respect he's earned is universal. His 1992 Masters victory remains special for a generation of golf fans. Before Tiger, before the international explosion of the game, when golf still felt country club traditional, Couples brought casual cool to Augusta National. The image of him in the green jacket, shirt untucked, smiling that easy smile, defined an era. Golf didn't have to be stuffy. You could be laid back and still be a champion. That message resonated. Golf Channel analyst Brandel Chambly said, "Couples has the most beautiful swing he's ever seen." High praise from someone who's analyzed thousands of swings. The rhythm, the balance, the effortless power. Poetry in motion. In 2013, Couples was inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame. The ceremony at St. Augustine, Florida, celebrated his career. One major championship, multiple tour wins, President's Cup success, beloved figure, Hall of Fame worthy? Absolutely. But Couples' speech wasn't about wins or money. He talked about loving the game. He thanked his father for introducing him to golf. He mentioned the players he competed against. He stayed humble. That's always been Couples' way. Never bragging, never demanding attention, just playing golf and being himself. In an age of social media and personal branding, Couples remains refreshingly authentic. He's not on Twitter starting feuds. He's not on Instagram posting workout videos. He's just a golfer who plays golf. Old school in the best way possible. At 65, most professional golfers are fully retired, teaching occasionally, playing member guests, enjoying grandchildren, not Fred Couples. He's still grinding, still competing, still believing he can win. The back that should have ended his career at 30 is still holding up at 65. Medical miracle? Stubborn determination? Probably both. Couples manages the pain and keeps playing. In 2024, he played in 14 Champions Tour events. Not a full schedule, but more than most players his age attempt. He finished in the top 25 in 9 of them. Still competitive, still relevant. He also made his annual appearance at the Masters. Didn't make the cut this time. but the ovation on the 18th green Thursday afternoon made grown men cry. Augusta loves Fred Couples. Will he play next year? Probably. Will his back cooperate? Unknown. Will fans show up to watch? Absolutely. Because Couples represents something rare in modern sports. Longevity without bitterness, success without ego, fame without corruption. His legacy isn't just the 1992 Masters, it's showing how to handle success with grace, how to deal with physical limitations and keep competing, how to remain beloved across decades, how to be a champion in victory and dignity in defeat. Young players watch how Couples carries himself. They see the respect he receives. They understand that character matters. Winning is important. But how you win, how you lose, how you treat people, that's what creates lasting legacy. Fred Couples, at 65, is content, competitive, and complete. He won golf's most prestigious tournament. He battled back injuries that would have stopped most players. He remained relevant across 4 decades. He did it all without losing himself. Maybe that's the real victory. Not the green jacket, not the millions, not the Hall of Fame, but staying true to who you are while the world changes around you. Being the same person at 65 that you were at 32. That's Fred Couples. The kid from Seattle Public Courses who became a Masters champion and never forgot where he came from. Still playing, still smiling, still boom boom. If this story inspired you, hit that subscribe button for more incredible golf stories.